Johar once again for the Boxing Voice. This time, pleased to be joined by Hasim Rahman JR. And I can't wait to talk to you because we want to get into everything with Jake, with Logan Paul, Jake Paul, your career, your famous father, the whole lot. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing good. I just coming off a second round knockout victory on Friday night. So my brother, he had a third round knockout victory on Saturday night. So it's looking really good, very very good for Team Rockman in 2021, and it's only better things to come. So God willing, we ready to take over.
Good stuff. I mean, the opponent that you had, Alejandro Torre, was it? You fought.
Yeah, Alejandro De La Torre.
Yeah. The fight kind of went under the radar. I think BoxRec has still got it down as a pending result, but we know it was a second round KO. What was the fight like?
This was a rematch from last year, and I didn't really like the way the fight went last year. I felt like I could have stepped on the gas a little bit more, and I felt like I was a better fighter than what showed on paper. I felt like I should not have went the distance, and if there was a little bit more time in the fight, there would have been a different result. So this year we fought a 6-rounder, and my first rematch, and it is awkward to fight someone that you fought already. I can't say that, but it was an experience. I went to foreign territory, went into Mexico, into the trenches of Mexico for real. And we came out victorious, and we got the stoppage like we should have last year. So now we done with that trap. We done with that chapter in my career. We on to bigger and better things.
Good stuff. 10-0, 5 KOs now, right?
10-0, 5 knockouts.
5 straight knockouts. I think last time when you did speak to The Voice, when you spoke to one of my colleagues over there, you said that the ultimate goal is to be undisputed heavyweight champion. What kind of, I mean, last year has been very difficult with COVID and restrictions, and no doubt you had some fights that couldn't go ahead and everything like that. Ultimately, that's still the goal, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, hopefully we'll be done with this pandemic. At least, I mean, I'm hoping in the next year or two, and things to get back to swinging like normal. But in the meantime, we're not going to stop because everybody else didn't stop. So whenever I could get on the card, wherever I could get on the card, we're looking to do that and further my career and put myself in place for a title shot and put myself in a place for big fights to happen. People want to see big fights. People want to see, entertaining matchups and things of that nature. So that's all we're looking to give them. We're looking to give them excitement, entertainment, and knockout victories.
Another thing that another card you were going to feature on was the highly anticipated Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. card. Clearly, because of reasons COVID related, you couldn't get on the card, and that was disappointing for yourself, no doubt. But in regards to your relationship with Jake and Logan Paul, would you say they are the real deal? Are they given a fair crack? Should we just say? Are people too?
I wouldn't say they. I don't think Logan Paul takes boxing as serious as Jake. I think Jake, he takes boxing serious. He has put himself in position to do well in the sport. Anybody that puts their mind to something, and especially someone like that who has the financial backing to do everything that it takes to have a professional training camp, a real professional training camp, they should have a bit of success if they put their mind to it, put their heart to it, and they're really dedicated to it, which Jake is all of those things. So I don't see why he shouldn't have success in the sport.
Brilliant. And in regards to the heavyweight landscape at the minute, we've got loads of fights that are going to happen. The main one in particular is Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury, and then also we've still got some great heavyweights out there. Even Andy Ruiz is still going to come back. Joseph Parker, Junior Farr is going to happen. Let's get your take first of all on Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. How would you break that one down?
I like that fight. It's obviously the most anticipated fight. It's like it's come down to them two holding all the straps. So I would love to see who comes out on top in that one. I think if the fight ends early, it's Joshua. I think that the later it goes into the fight, I think that Tyson Fury is a better boxer. So I think that he would hold the advantage the longer the fight goes. And I wouldn't never count Anthony Joshua out. I mean, he's come back time and time again in his career, but we've yet to see Tyson Fury be defeated. I think Tyson Fury would most likely be the favorite, and I definitely wouldn't count Anthony Joshua out, though. I think that he definitely has everything it takes to win that fight. And if the fight was to go down, I would. It's not like it's not like I would be, super cheering for either one, but I would definitely be pulling for AJ to win.
Yeah, and hopefully you can get your name up there as well soon. Being 10-0, pushing your name forward. Going on to your father, I mean, shook the world by beating Lennox Lewis over in South Africa, heavyweight champion of the world. How old were you when that happened yourself? And how much do you remember?
I was 9 years old. It was 20 years ago. It was just like as soon as Lennox hit the floor, I initially wanted him to get up because I knew how much of a killer my father was. So I knew if he got up, when he got up, it was gonna be real bad for him. So I'm when he hit the floor, I'm yelling, "Get up, get up, get up," because I wanted my father to really like put him out. But when he didn't get up, the referee waved his hands, and then I start seeing my father get lifted, and they cheering, and it hit me. And my first thought was, my life's changed forever. So I didn't know at the time that I was gonna be a fighter. I didn't know at the time I was gonna be a boxer because my father would never let me box. He would never let me even entertain the thought of boxing at that point in my life. But as time went on, I became a football star at every school or every team that I went to. And there's a high risk, a high percentage of football players who get injured, and there's a whole lot of people trying to be the next Ray Lewis. So I had a talk with my dad. I had a few talks with my dad, and I'm like, I just broke it down to him like, there's high schools in every state. There's the next Ray Lewis at every high school. I'm like, how many high schools do you think where there's someone trying to be the next Lennox Lewis, trying to be the next great heavyweight? It's not a lot, if any. And I want to be that. I don't want to, I didn't want to be with everyone else. And for the biggest reason was because no matter how hard I worked, no matter how well I performed, I couldn't decide the outcome. The outcome wasn't up to me. It was up to the team. And that didn't sit right with me. It didn't sit right with me that I could work hard and I could do everything that I'm supposed to do, and then I could still be a loser. That wasn't, it didn't make sense to me. I didn't like it. I'd rather put the ball in my hands for real. Not the quarterback, not the running back, but the executioner. I wanted to get rid of people. And I always liked fighting. My dad was a fighter, so it's naturally in me. And I've been around the sport my entire life. So when I was 14, we decided to take it full-fledged, and my dad sent me off with Emanuel Steward, and the rest is history. Here we are today, 10-0.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, one of the press conferences your dad did post the Lennox Lewis victories when he said, "Thank you, Lewis, for buying."
Put my kids in school.
Yeah. And it's interesting now speaking to you and seeing the other side of it. So fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Lennox. I thank Lennox every time I see him. I think me and Lennox have a relationship. He's a great mentor. He's given me advice. He's definitely looked out for me, and just him giving my dad the opportunity to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. My family will forever be grateful, and there's a lot of respect that goes to the Lewis family, and I say it repetitively. I think Lennox Lewis is the greatest heavyweight to ever lace up a pair of gloves, and it was just our night that night, and it was his night the second night, and I'm sad we never got to see a third night, but that's definitely gonna live in boxing history forever, and it shook up the whole world. He got his revenge. We had our time, and we got the WBC world title back, and you know, it's history in boxing. It can't be changed. It can't be, it can't be shaken. And I think that we definitely have much more to contribute to the boxing world as the Rahmans family. So we're just looking forward to the future.
What was it like spending time with Manny Stewart when you went over there? Was that
it was awesome, man. Emanuel Steward is the person, recipes, is the person who taught me that there's not just one way to box. He started me off because I didn't have a ground, I didn't have a foundation. My foundation with Manny was orthodox and southpaw. So he wanted me to learn both ways. At the time, Andy Lee was staying with Manny as well. So Andy was upstairs, I was upstairs. No, I was downstairs, Andy was upstairs. So, Emmanuel would have me working with Andy on everything. He practiced with me in the gym, but southpaw with Andy. So I would work with Manny, and then I would go work with Andy. And then it would just be back and forth, back and forth. So everything I'm learning orthodox with Manny, Andy would teach me how to do it southpaw, and then it just became natural. It's like to the point where people see me fight and they say, half people say, you look better southpaw, you look more comfortable southpaw, and then half people say, oh, you look way better orthodox, you just stay orthodox. And it's just like it's a natural thing. I can't really, I never choose. It's just all on spot for me. It's whatever I see, that's where I go. And I think that plays as a major advantage in my career, because it's going to be very tough to prepare for a fighter that's coming from both ways and knows when to switch and how to switch and the effective ways of switching. So I thank Manny for that, and that's definitely one of the biggest weapons in my career that I carry to this day.
You're definitely one of the. When you think of trainers, you think of Manny Stewart, Customata. He's definitely up there, isn't he? You think of Angelo Dundee. So many great names, because I think Spencer Fearon said it in one of the few sort of podcasts he did last year, where he said there's so many coaches in the sport now, but not enough teachers. And I think, reading up about him, you were blessed with that experience, a teacher.
Yes, most definitely. And I'm glad, because it came in the very beginning. My dad was very smart for doing that. He didn't just send me to the local boxing club. He didn't just try to do it himself. He said, if you're going to do this, you can be with the best. And he sent me with Manny Stewart to start off. So that's I definitely want to. I still have my crunk bag. I still use my crunk bag. I still use all the crunk gear that Manny gave me. So it means a lot to me to do something with my career and to prove to people that, anything is possible. There's never been a person in the history of boxing who's become heavyweight champion of the world after their father became heavyweight champion of the world. So anything is possible, and I want to be the first person in boxing history to hold that and to do that. And whoever's in my way, they just exactly that. They in the way.
How much of an active role does your dad play in your career? Is it everything, or does he take a step back and let the coaches do it, or how does that work?
Whatever I need my dad to do, he'll do. If he's my father. He's a life coach, a boxing coach. He's a strength and conditioning coach. He's a nutritionist. He's a doctor, cut man. Whatever I need him to do, he'll step in and do. The same as for him. If he ever needed me to do anything, I will step in for him. And the same with my brother. If I needed him to do anything, you step in for me. And this is the family business. So with that being said, to answer your question, he's there for every part of it. Anything I ever need in the ring, if I need advice, if I need a game plan, if I'm feeling unsure about something, or if I'm feeling overconfident and thinking that, you know, this is going to be a cakewalk or whatever the case may be, he's always there to set me straight and let me know where he went wrong in his career or things that worked for him in his career, so that way we don't go over the same speed bump twice.
Brilliant. And in regards to promotional companies and networks, who you signed with? Have you got any deals or?
Right now, I'm signed with Greg Cohen Promotions. We signed a 4-year deal in 2017. So this year, the contract will be, I think it'll be up. I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to doing more fights with Greg Cohen. I'm looking forward to the opportunities that are coming in 2021, and I'm definitely looking forward to more knockout victories, traveling. I have no problem traveling abroad to fight. I have no problem traveling anywhere to fight anybody. I'm ready to go.
We'd love to see you here in the UK now. Obviously, for COVID reasons, it's a lot more restricted. So fights here, they're looking at commencing again, possibly mid-Feb, the British Boxing Board control. So yeah, we'd love to definitely see you here and with the traveling and so on and so forth. Have you got anything?
Well, the Rockman family has huge ties to the UK, of course, with the Lennox Lewis rivalry. So I've been. I don't think my dad ever fought in the UK, so I definitely want to make that history and come over there and fight. There are some appealing fights over there, so we definitely want to make some things happen, whether it be this year, next year, or any time in the future. I definitely want to come to the Great Britain and get now.
Do you have any training or sparring with Michael Hunter Jr. as well?
Yeah, that's I haven't sparred anyone. I have more rounds with Michael than I have with anyone else in boxing. I think he has he can say the same for me. So we're basically the most that we've sparred. We've sparred each other. So his most rounds are with me, and my most rounds are with him. I've learned a whole lot sparring Michael. He started off in boxing before me, but sparring him gave me the upper hand on a lot of my competition, because things that he does in the ring, I'll take and I'll adapt, and some things that I do, he'll take and he'll adapt. We learn from each other, and that's we become brothers through boxing. And not only him, but Keith Hunter as well, his younger brother and my younger brother, they're each other's most sparred. So Sharif and Keith have sparred each other more than anybody else. So it's all in the family. The Hunters are family to us, and I believe that Michael is the best right now at heavyweight. I think he's the best heavyweight. I think he's the most dangerous in the dark horse in the division. I don't think anybody in that top 10, 20, 30 can beat him. And he's just sitting back waiting on his opportunity, and hopefully they don't block him out, which it looks like they're trying to do, but he's just gonna kick in that door. He's got to kick in the door and keep winning and keep his head focused, and I think he'll prevail.
I mean, it's no shame in saying the only sort of loss on his record was against Alexander Usyk. But how do you fancy Usyk as a heavyweight? Do you think he carries that power and that devastation of what he did at cruiserweight? Do you think he's a formidable?
I don't. I think that if you pay close attention to detail, you'll see that when Usyk and Michael Hunter fought, there was a very odd thing that happened where HBO, they used to weigh the fighters at the weigh-in, and then they weigh them on fight night. Michael Hunter came in on fight night less than what he came in at the weigh-in. You rarely ever see that happen in boxing. And I just think that there's things that you can change outside the ring to determine what's going to happen inside the ring. And I don't think he took the right steps, and he's acknowledged that, and he's accepted that. And it wasn't a loss for us; it was more of a lesson. And we'll see Usyk again, whether it be Mike, whether it be myself. We'll see Usyk for sure. Somebody's gonna get him, and it's inevitable. We got to run that back. That was definitely just a little mishap on our end as far as as far as Team Hunter coming up short that night. But we're definitely looking forward to a rematch. And I would love to get it on with Usyk and get that revenge. So either way it goes, we're looking forward to fighting him again. I don't think he is. I think that he is an amazing champion. He's definitely world champion, unified, undisputed. He's an amazing cruiserweight champion, and I look to do the same things that he did in the cruiserweight division. But as far as going up to heavyweight, I don't think that fight would have played out the same way if they were at the heavyweight division. And in a perfect world, we'll both get to fight Usyk again, or we'll both get to fight Usyk, and it'll come out, we'll come out on top both times.
Yeah, because some sort of cruiserweights they carry the power, don't they? Like when Evander Holyfield, top of my head, fantastic cruiserweight, very, very good heavyweight as well. David Haye carried that power, and some people they struggle, don't they? It's an interesting weight cruiserweight as well. It's like right in the middle, and the new weight as well, having the bridgerweight category, which is in between a cruiser and a heavyweight. Which the WBC is sanctioned. So very, very interesting. You yourself, when are you going to be out in action next, do you think?
I've been hearing that RDR Promotions has a card on March 6th, and then there's other opportunities later on in March, but right now I'm looking at March 6th as my next fight date. That's what I've been told. So I'm back in the gym tomorrow.
Straight away. No messing about it.
Definitely. 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. So yeah, straight in the gym straight away. Good stuff. And very finally, before we call it a day, where can people follow you and get more of you, Hasim?
Anytime on Instagram at _JR. That's my handle, just _JR. It's three letters. Well, 2 letters and 1 underscore. You can find me on Instagram _ my full name, Hasim Rahman Jr. So either Junior or Hasim Rahman Jr. with the underscore in front. Excuse me. You can find me, tap in with me. I respond to a lot. I can't respond to everything, but I respond to a lot and I read it all. So just tap in with me. And I like to take this time to thank my wife, my family, everyone that's backing me in my career, everyone that prays for me, B Def, Amir Abdullah, Dewey Cooper, my dad, my mom, every single person, my brother, my sister, my grandparents, everything, every person that helps me out, my cousins, Shantae, thank you so much. Everybody that helps me out and has anything to do with me, Nay for keeping my hands up, just everybody that has anything to do with me progressing in my career and me doing the right things that it takes to be a world champion. I just want to say thank you, and I really want to really give a real big special shout out to everybody that's hating on me, and my brother, and my father, and my family, and what we're trying to do. Because like the late great Kobe Bryant said, they don't hate the good ones, they hate the great ones. So please keep hating and keep giving us fuel to keep proving y'all wrong, like my dad did in his entire career. And my brother and I are coming. This is a takeover. Like Teofimo said, it's a takeover. And we just sitting back waiting on our turn. And when the lights come on, we're gonna shine like we proved this weekend.
Absolutely fantastic. We'll be in touch again after your fight. So please make sure you stay in touch, and all the best from the Boxing Voice, Hasim.
Thank you. Ain't no other site in the game can see the Boxing Voice. I like it. I'm loving it.
Good shout out.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate the love.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.